Imagine sitting under a leaking rock ledge. It's been raining for 6 straight days, and the ground under you is pure mud. Day 1, annoying. Day 3, frustrating. By day 6, you start wondering if the sky is broken. Every time you think you're safe, water finds a brand new way to drip right onto your head. And here's the scariest part. There's no weather app, no radar, and no way to know if it'll end tomorrow or next month. All you have is a dying campfire and a desperate race to keep the embers alive with soaked wood. We tend to worry about predators or famine, but relentless rain was an absolute silent killer. Rewind 100,000 years, and a dark sky posed a terrifying question that ancient humans faced constantly. Saber-toothed cats were scary, sure, but a week of drowning storms could wipe out an entire tribe without firing a single shot. Families huddled together in the damp dark, waiting, hoping, and trying to stay warm. So, how did our ancestors actually survive when the water just wouldn't stop falling? First up, fire. It was everything: cooked food, safety, light, and survival. But fire has one massive flaw. It hates water, and rain is a master assassin. If your fire went out during a storm, good luck relighting it. You can't exactly flick a lighter when every stick around you is waterlogged. Wet wood won't spark, and wet tinder won't catch. Zero friction, zero flame, total disaster. So ancient humans became master fire managers. They learned to bury burning coals under dry ash to keep them glowing secretly for days. They also built waterproof bark containers filled with bone-dry tinder, stashing them away like emergency batteries. Keeping a fire going inside a dry cave wasn't about being cozy. It was about staying alive until the storm passed. Fire management became one of humanity's earliest, most critical life skills. Archaeologists have found ash layers proving fires were kept burning continuously for months or even years. Because in the wet season, if your fire died, your odds of survival dropped to almost zero. Long before anyone built a house, humans relied on nature's real estate. Caves and cliff overhangs were the ultimate jackpot. Natural, stone, zero-leak umbrella roofs. Archaeological records show that early tribes packed into caves, crowding into the exact spots where the roof didn't leak. They didn't pick homes based on nice views or hunting access. The top priority? Absolute dryness. If a cave kept you and your embers dry, it was worth more than gold. But what happened when there were no caves around? Well, you had to start migrating. Or better yet, you had to figure out how to build a roof from scratch. And that forced early humans to become the very first structural engineers. By studying how natural overhangs deflected water, they started copying nature's design. A safe cave was a warm beacon in a dark, drowning world. Humanity took matters into its own hands, lashing together branches, animal hides, and mud. And then came the big breakthrough: thatch, layered straw and reeds that make water slide right off. Thatching predates the wheel. Layering bundle over bundle turned simple grass into waterproof armor. What's crazy is that tribes in Africa, Europe, Asia, and the Pacific all invented thatch independently. When totally disconnected cultures build the exact same thing, you know it works. Necessity didn't just invent the roof, it forced everyone on Earth to invent the same roof. It took incredible patience, tightly weaving thousands of plant stems to seal out every single drop. And when the storm hit, it worked like absolute magic. Flat roofs caved in under heavy water. Sloped thatched roofs survived effortlessly. For the first time, entire villages could sleep peacefully right through a rainstorm. Look at architecture around the world today. Roof shapes aren't random. High rain regions built steep roofs. Dry deserts built flat ones. It's pure climate response. Water teams up with gravity, and water always wins the argument if your roof is flat. Build the wrong roof, and a single bad season ruins your home, destroys your food, and threatens your family. Tens of thousands of years of trial and error shaped the houses we live in right now. Every degree of angle was calculated by builders who learned the hard way. It was brutal trial and error. Fail, leak, collapse, rebuild, steeper. The roof over your head right now, it's basically an ancient thatch design upgraded with modern shingles. So when it pours outside and you're dry inside, thank an ancient builder. Controlling water runoff turned simple shelters into long-lasting civilization. Having a dry roof was great, but endless rain targeted your next biggest weakness: food. Weeks of downpours rotted stored grains, washed away seeds, and ruined whole harvests. Even small game hunting vanished as animal burrows flooded and game fled to higher ground. And quiet streams turned into raging, lethal rivers that trapped tribes in place. In monsoon regions, if rain lasted 2 weeks too long, entire populations faced mass famine. So 9,000 years ago in ancient China, farmers made a genius move. Stop fighting the water, start using it. They invented terraced rice paddies, carving hillsides into giant water stepping systems. By using dams and sluice gates, they controlled exact water levels, so crops thrived instead of drowning. It changed rain from a terrifying villain into a controlled farming partner. Mastering water flow unlocked massive food surpluses and powered the rise of huge civilizations. Have you ever noticed that almost every culture on Earth has a story about a world-ending flood? Mesopotamian, Hebrew, Chinese, Mayan, Australian Aboriginal, they all share this exact same legend. For centuries, people thought these were just dramatic fairy tales or copied stories. Then, geologists looked at climate history and made a shocking discovery. At the end of the last ice age, massive glaciers melted rapidly, spiking sea levels by several meters. Entire coastal valleys where humans lived were completely swallowed by rising waters. The flood myths aren't made-up fantasy. They're deep human memories passed down for thousands of years. Passed down around campfires from parent to child, so future generations would never forget. Turns out, our ancestors weren't exaggerating after all. They witnessed the world drowned in water and lived to tell the tale. Now let's talk about rain rituals, dances, and rain gods. It's easy to look back and call this stuff pure superstition, but look closer. These rituals actually served a brilliant practical purpose, creating shared community calendars. When the whole tribe gathered to perform a ceremony, it signaled the exact day to plant or harvest together. It gave people a structured way to manage the intense psychological fear of unpredictable weather. More importantly, it forced the community to bond together right when teamwork meant survival. Whether the dance brought rain didn't actually matter. It brought the people together. Organized groups survive disasters. Divided ones fall apart. Spiritual rituals were secretly social glue holding early society intact. Singing together while it poured outside turned terror into shared hope. What about stepping outside? Outdoor gear companies didn't invent rain jackets. Indigenous groups worldwide engineered incredible rain gear thousands of years ago. Using layered woven grasses, they made rain capes that shed water just like modern jackets. They even rubbed rendered animal fat into leather hides to create natural water-repellent coatings. In rainforests, tree bark was stripped, pounded soft, and woven into waterproof hats and capes. Water hit the fiber angles, beat it up, and rolled straight off. Pure material science. No synthetic polymers, no fancy factories, just pure observation and smart weaving. In the freezing Arctic, hunters crafted seal gut parkas that were 100% waterproof and windproof. It was the ultimate evolution of activewear, tested in the harshest environments on Earth. You could spend 8 hours hunting in a downpour and return home completely dry. So how did ancient humans survive endless rain? Not with one silver bullet, but with a toolkit. Fire management, smart roof design, irrigation, waterproof gear, and community stories. Look around you today. The storm drains under your street descend from those same lessons. Even old sayings like "red sky at night, sailor's delight" are direct descendants of ancient weather wisdom. It was an incredibly long, patient argument between humans and water. And for a long time, we were losing. Until very slowly, piece by piece, we weren't. Next time it pours for 3 days straight and you're annoyed you forgot an umbrella, remember that your ancestors sat cold in the dark, scared the rain would never stop, and figured it out. You are the end result of thousands of generations who refused to drown. The rain didn't win. Human ingenuity did.